But it's been an emotional night for me for no reason in particular. Just my emotions. I'm a pretty emotional person, but I don't know. As I was saying, it's just hard because there are a lot of people who don't understand what... Sophie. Yes, you can be in the video. Hey. Okay. You good? She just wants attention. So, as I was saying, obviously Januse and I got married at a young age, and there's not a lot of people that really relate to what I'm going through right now, which is okay because, like, I still have the best friends in the world. Like, I'm very lucky to have the friends that I have. I feel very blessed. I have good friends, great friends, whom I love very much. It just... Life is easier when you have someone to talk to who knows what you're going through. And something that I've struggled with is comparing myself to others. It's something that I shouldn't do, but that I do often. And I don't mean to. It's a bad habit of mine. And I shouldn't compare myself to others because nobody has your life except you. And I'm very blessed in a number of ways. And I get that, and I know that. But it's still very hard when Januse is gone, and we've spent a lot of our relationship apart, and that makes things really tough. It's very trying. Everything gets made worse. Fights get made worse. It's hard. It's very hard, and the thing is, we really thought when we got married that the distance was going to be over, at least for a little while. And it was for about 3 months. But we knew before we got married, about a month before we got married, that he was going to be going to Korea. And honestly, it was like I was blindsided. I was so upset. I was depressed for like 3 days. And I didn't eat. I barely slept. Like, I was just... The vision of what I had for the next year of my life was not this. I envisioned being in North Carolina with my husband and enjoying our first year of marriage together. And that's not what happened. Our entire first year of marriage is pretty much going to be spent apart, and that's really hard. And it's still hard for me to, like, come to grips with because I just feel like we're missing out on a lot. It's very hard. I feel like the first year of marriage is one of the most important. And because you establish a lot in that period of time, and when the person that you're married to is on the other side of the world, it makes things very different. And this is something that we're used to because we have spent so much time apart. I mean, we dated long distance for like 2 years before we got married. So it is something that I don't want to say used to though, because it's really not something you can get used to. It's just we know how to cope with it, I guess. And it's never easy for me, but this time it feels really hard this time. And maybe it's because of the 15-hour time difference. He's 15 hours ahead of me, which makes for a very hard communication schedule because Sophie, it's hard to talk to him day to day because when he wakes up, I'm going to sleep and vice versa. And it makes it especially hard on days where we both work or I have school. It's just really the only time we really can talk is on the weekends. And there are 7 days in a week, and when you can only really talk to the person you love 2 out of those 7 days, it's hard. The whole thing is hard. And Sophie's very needy right now. Hi. It's because I have the TV muted. She's trying to watch cartoons. Honestly, she really is. So, this isn't something that I planned on talking about today, but it's really the only thing that's on my mind right now. And I wouldn't say I'm having a pity party, but it's just been a hard night. And nights are always hard, the hardest. During the day, I'm busy enough to where I don't really have to think about him being gone and me missing him. But at night, it's just like, wow, you know, I really wish that he was here and that we could, you know, be doing all the things that we like doing together, from just making dinner to watching TV, you know, anything. It's just hard. And it's a lot harder at night when, you know, when you lay down in that bed and it's alone and like, I mean, I have Sophie, which is nice, but, you know, when there's an extra body missing from that bed, it's hard. And this just wasn't what I envisioned for our first year of marriage. And I have to remember that God has a bigger plan and that I have to accept that plan. And his is way better than anything I could ever come up with. And I understand that. It's just a hard truth to swallow sometimes, especially when it involves a lot of sacrifice. Because really we are sacrificing our entire first year of marriage. And it's rough. And it's not the most fun thing. And some nights are really sad and really lonely. And there's almost nothing that helps when you miss someone so much. And it honestly feels like he's been gone for months, and it hasn't even been a full month yet. But to me, it feels like he's been gone for 4 or 5 months already. Like, time has just been going by so slowly. And I hope and pray that when I start school again and I'm back to working next week, that time will go by faster. I know you should never wish time away, but I really hope that it starts going by faster, because this has been really, really difficult. And it's something that's hard for me to talk about, but it's hard for me to not talk about it when I get out the camera, because there's really nothing else on my mind right now besides that. Besides, like, how much I miss him. And it's harder, like I said, because a lot of people who are my age don't understand what it feels like. Because a lot of people my age have their significant others with them, and they're always together. And they always have someone to hang out with, you know, because if you have a good significant other, they're your best friend. So my best friend is not here. And it's just like hard when you don't have anyone else that you can really talk to who's going through that same situation that you are. My friends do make it a lot easier though, because they're great and I have wonderful friends, like I said, but it's still difficult because at the end of the day, it's still just me here and Sophie. And there's a hole here that no one can ever fill except Janus. So, and I have to give my family credit too. They're great. I'm so blessed that my family is literally like 2 minutes around the corner from where I live. That's wonderful and I love it. And it's wonderful and I'm blessed and I'm rambling, but there's always a hole here that the only person who can fill it is Janus. So, I don't know. It's just been a hard night. I just miss him a lot, and it's hard because I think, wow, we haven't even finished a whole month, and we have a whole year really to go before he's back. And just thinking about that makes me really sad, because a year is not a long time, but it is, especially when it's only January 4th, and he's not even been gone for a full month yet. It's just like, wow. So he didn't play our face in the door. Anyway. We'll get through it. I know we will. It's just tough. And so it's hard, but I know we'll get through it. And I know this is like a serious topic, and like we just started the vlog, and honestly to me it doesn't matter if one person sees the vlog or if a million people see the vlog, you know. It's something that I want to do, and it's something that Janus wants to do. And this is a really weird time in our life, but it's a really important time in our life because we're young, we've been married 4 months, and this is something that I think we will want to look back on. Although we'd love to be together, we can't help but have to be apart right now. It's not our choice. But it's fun for me to be able to see his vlogs, and it's fun for him to see mine. Even if it's just my thoughts and me just talking to the camera, It's still fun, I think, for him, even just to see me rambling. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's really boring for him, but I'd like to see him rambling, so maybe he'd like to see me rambling. And maybe you'd like to see me rambling, but maybe you don't, and that's okay. So, like I said, if one person watches this, or a million people watches this, you know, it doesn't matter. As long as we're having fun, that's all that really matters. But I know I'm not the only person who's ever gone through this. There are millions of military spouses and children, and there are so many people who know what I feel like. So if you're watching this and you feel the same, just know that you're gonna get through it too, because you're a lot stronger than you think you are. And I've had people tell me that. They're like, wow, you're really strong. And that's really nice to hear, especially when you don't feel strong. Because I know when Janus is gone, I don't feel strong at all. I feel so weak and vulnerable, but I know that that's not true, because the fact that we're getting through it, it all makes us strong. So it's something that you have to choose to do every day. And I will always choose that, because Janus is the love of my life. I love him so much, and I'm really lucky to have him. And I miss him so much every single second. Even when we fight, like, I miss him every single second. And if he walked through that door right now, I would just die of happiness. So I miss him a lot, and that's pretty much all this vlog is getting at. It's just been a rough night. But that's not to say that tomorrow won't be a great day. I hope it will. It's all about the mindset. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. I heard that quote today, and it hit home, because both me and Janus, I think, were having a rough day. He was on staff duty like for 24 hours. He was just not feeling it. So tomorrow will be a better day. Thanks for listening to me ramble. It's always comforting to just talk, even if you're just talking to a camera, just to speak your emotions and your feelings out. I already feel better, and tomorrow will be a better day. Can you say bye, Sophie? Say tomorrow will be a great day, right? Will it be a great day tomorrow? I love you. All right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.